Guys, that is the money chant that I do in order to get myself pumped up for the day. You know, money is not about how hard you work. That's not the way anymore. If that was the case, then a ditch digger would be like the richest person on the earth. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that money is about, money comes to you in the way that you feel about it. For me, I've had a tremendous amount of success in my life. We're at, I think the agency right now is at 33K, and that's with just one salesman. And yesterday we just hired 3 of the best. I've been. Let me go back and kind of tell a little bit about myself. My name's Alexander. I don't really post that much, or at least I didn't used to. But kind of what's happening right now is I'm really big and I'm really focused on sharing my gifts, sharing my light, working in the light, being a light worker. But more importantly, just being somebody who's willing to go forth and willing to share my secrets about what I know about how to get clients, how to make sales, how to make money, stuff like that. Because I've been very successful in my life, but I've been keeping, I've been lurking in the shadows. Come, Smeagol, precious. I've been like a little Smeagol, pretty much. Sometimes I come out of the light, but it's just Smeagol, and I go back. That's pretty much it. That's what I've been doing. But, OMG is a city of light. OMG is a city of light. City of light. OMG is a city on a hill. Think about, everything about that. If everybody kept to themselves in OMG and didn't come out and say, hey, or this is my success, this is whatever, then here's the thing. This city on a hill would never have been built. This city on a hill, this city right here, right now, in this exact location where I'm standing, where you're watching this, that's where the city is. It's just it's all inside. But even more so, it's all inside. And here specifically, let's take it down a level and let's talk about some details. I've been doing something that everybody is afraid to do. Cold calling. People say cold calling doesn't work. Well, I prefer to rephrase it to a new term. That cold calling is the old world term, the old energy. Conscious connecting is the new world term, the new world energy. Basically what I mean by that is there is a way to consciously connect with clients to acquire copious amounts of currency. I love alliteration, as you can tell, but my name's Alexander. So call me alliterative Alexander. And it's Wednesday, which is wonderful. Wonderful Wednesday. But even more importantly, the thing about it is, guys, it's not so much the cold calling, but whenever you're willing to share your light with a total stranger, listen, hey guys, here's a secret. There are no strangers. It's just we were taught in our noggins, in our brains, in our heads that we aren't supposed to ask other people for money. We aren't supposed to, share our light, share our desire to be rich with other people. But I'm saying, hey guys, let's take that old energy, let's shoot it up to the sky, star strike up. But anyways, more importantly, the thing about it is there's a very specific way to consciously connect with clients. But we have a lot of filters in our brain which say, hey, I can't do this, or I'm not good at that, I'm shy. Because here's the gap that a lot of the people in OMG have. There's no lack of information about how to rank sites. I'm pretty sure that between Greg Morrison, Gregory Ortiz, who is the best person in the world, the stuff that Cotton's putting out there, I think he does. He's doing awesome, he's killing it. Jimmy Kelly, Sue Bell, Sue Bell has a special place in my heart, but not just the goddess, not just the ultimate ruler of SEO, but she's the architect, and I know what you're doing, Sue Bell. I see it. But even more importantly, Russell Wright up there too. But there's so many people who it's just The reason why I share it, think about, passing it on, or, just sharing your gifts with others. Whenever you're willing to share your gifts with a total stranger, listen, there are no strangers. It's just people you haven't met yet. It's just people who you haven't connected with yet. But here's the thing. Whenever you connect with yourself, you realize that we're all one. And here's what I mean. There's a mindset which, listen, I'm one of the best salesmen in America, and I have literally been scouting the best salespeople, the best team in America, and we're finally assembling. We are finally assembling, and I'll tell you this. Basically, the amounts of connections that we have between, I'm in Los Angeles right now, Huntington Beach, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm over here right now, and it's all happening. It's all happening right here, because not only do I have Orange County wealth, I have Los Angeles wealth, I have Hollywood wealth, I have Silicon Valley wealth, I have San Diego wealth. I'm in between both of them, and so it's just like between me and those members of my round table. Because listen, think about sharing your light, being a light worker. Somebody who you're gonna step out and you're gonna mastermind. Masterminding is so important. But think about it. Whenever you have a mastermind, what do? Do you just sit around and play around? Yeah, some mastermind groups are like that. They just want to talk. But those who are genuinely dedicated and genuinely, truly interested in masterminding, here's the thing. Mastermind. Master the mind. Those who are masters of the mind, or who are mind masters already. You see what I did there? Those who are masters at anything know that they didn't learn everything on their own. I'm sure that there is a way to learn everything on your own, but here's the thing. You got to share it. You got to experiment. You got to talk with other people. You got to communicate and whatnot. I'm communicating right now on the medium of YouTube, sharing my gifts, sharing my experiences. But I live, right now, it's April 1st, and the reason, this is not an April Fool's joke or anything like that, but I'm posting this because I just got done with the Q1 stuff and also taxes for last year, and it was crazy. It was just insane and crazy. That was probably my accountant or somebody hitting me up for stuff. But listen, beauty, it's all happening inside, because here's the thing. It's so easy to make money. But first we got to connect with ourselves. But at the same time, we have to not be afraid of connecting with others. And I've been doing it through cold calling, through sending out little pieces of mail and pieces of little envelopes and pieces of mail out. I've been doing it through doing just basic, simple stuff. And here's the thing. It's not, I don't believe in hard work. The only thing that you should work hard at is getting conscious, is your own personal alignment. Getting into that vibration of just abundance, good feelings, this, that. Because think about those times when you had scarcity mentality. You were like Gollum in the Ring. Precious, who took my precious? Frodo, I'm gonna kill you, Frodo. Bite your finger off. Whenever you're coming as Gollum, whenever you're the Gollum to clients and you're trying to get their gold, you're trying to get the precious, you're trying to get the ring. Because, at the end of the deal, closing is just like a ring. It's like you're trying to get the precious. If you're trying to talk to people and they can feel, you're putting out a vibration of you don't have the precious, and you want their precious. What I'm saying, guys, is you will never get the precious. But let's talk about that, and let's rephrase that for those of you who have never seen Lord of the Rings, best movies ever. If you're coming to a client and you want their money, you want their services, you want what it is that they have, what I'm saying, guys, is you will never get a deal. Or you will get a deal, but you're going to get those clients, those $500 a month clients who are going to want everything from you, because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. If you're living in scarcity, or if you have, listen, you can live in scarcity, but you can have an abundance mentality, and you will attract abundance like no other. You will do it. I've done it so many times. Bank account, $500, $5,000 the next week, $65K the next week, $250 next month, $500, $750, it just keeps going on and on and on. And what I'm saying, guys, is it's really, really, really easy to switch your mentality but you gotta be willing to step into the light. Like, that's the thing. You gotta be willing to, just kind of read books that you wouldn't normally do, change your thoughts, but, take those actions that are normally would be scary to you. And I did it, I was always good on the phone, but I really spent a lot of time mastering my craft and getting it so that I could almost kind of like with laser guided focus, I could say, okay, I want to talk to that CEO. What is the little jigsaw puzzle? What is the little maze I have to go through in order to get to that CEO? And so what I'm saying is, it's just kind of like, there's a code that I'm cracking, because here's what happened. I did it all unconsciously, meaning that I was doing it, but I wasn't recording what I was doing. Meaning that if I was to explain it to somebody else, kind of what's happening right now is I'm just like, be yourself, be happy, feel good, like get into state, get into a good vibration, like love yourself, like get connected with the universe. That's the only terminology that I have for saying, how to be successful. But what I'm doing right now is I'm literally like taking it from, think about conceive, believe, achieve. Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich said, whatever the human mind can conceive and believe, it can and absolutely will achieve. And here's the thing. The gap in OMG isn't with SEO. Network Empire, Drip Apps, Wyatt, wonderful guy, rich college dropout too, just like myself, Georgia boy, woo! All this stuff is just kind of along the lines of there's no gap in SEO. SourceWave, Alex Becker, Greg Ortiz, all these people are, Jimmy, Subel, all these people are just answering your questions about SEO, about this, about that. And there's no gap in knowledge about how to rank a website. That can be done quickly, or, that can be done. We know how to do that. There's no gap in how to design a website. Clinton Dixon, Mike Hayden, beautiful. They've been sharing their stuff, like about the website supremacy course. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. There's no gap in knowledge about how to do the technical stuff. But how do we, because, think about technical. How do we take almost the concept of SEO, almost the concept of algorithm, ranking, this, that, but rather we increase the feeling that we have inside of ourselves, that whenever we share it with another, share it with somebody else, we get maximum visibility. So let me rephrase that in a different way. What state of mind, what mindset do we need to get into in order to consciously connect with a client or cold call? Not because I don't call it cold calling. I just say consciously connect, because I meet so many clients just on the street. Why? Because I feel good, because I feel amazing. And as a result, I attract clients who also feel amazing too, and I feel abundant. I have the precious. I got the precious. I'm trying to think of like a country song, but I can't. But it's just like, what happens is whenever you got the precious, even if you have it in your mind, what happens is you will get other people who have the precious too. Meaning, once you have an abundance mentality, once you have that millionaire, that billionaire, that trillionaire mindset, you will attract millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires. And the way that I've done it is, I'm basically kind of starting from scratch, because I have all these clients who are in my funnel and closing them is so easy. But I'm like, okay, if somebody is, let's take like a dire situation. There's somebody who it's like, they don't have a lot of time, they don't have a lot of money, their rent is due on the 1st, or their rent was due last month, they're like 2 months behind in rent. They only have like $50, they only have a cell phone, they have their internet, they have their laptop, and maybe they have a printer, maybe not. It's like, how do I take somebody, how do I explain this concept of like feeling good, like making copious amounts of money, copious amounts of currency? How do I take those, concepts and whatnot and basically convert my knowledge to somebody who is just like, they're down in the Mariana Trench right now. They're in the deepest depths of like desire for dollars. They're wanting that money, they're wanting, but here's the thing. Want not, have not, want so, have so, or rather have so, want not. And what I mean by that is, whenever you want something, there's a difference between wanting, focusing on lack, and the basically, how can I put it? Whenever you want something, you can have burning desire. Listen, there's nothing wrong with having a burning desire for something. But whenever you're coming from a place of lack, a place of scarcity, or a place of like wanting, I want the precious, Smeagol, column. Whenever you want that, and you come to somebody who they have the precious, but they're just like, think about all those times that Frodo Frodo and Gollum would interact. Whenever, that Elijah Wood face that he would do, where it's like he's taking like a crap and yeah, whenever like Smeagol's like reaching for the precious, that's what clients do. That's why they're like, oh, you call them, hi, my name is Alexander Robinson. How are you today? Not interested. Before you even, because listen, we're all good people, but they don't even give us a chance whenever you're coming from that mentality. But here's what I'm saying, guys. There's a way to do it. There's a way to bridge the gap, because there is an ocean of clients right now. I'm investing like crazy in desalination plants. Or like desalination, basically the process of taking salt water and converting it into fresh, potable water and stuff like that. But think about that. I live in California. We have a drought. Dude, we have the Pacific Ocean. Like, literally, it is that way. Like, 5 miles that way. I can smell the ocean breeze, pretty much. And you're telling me that we have a drought. We have billions upon trillions of gallons of salt water out there. And like, we're having a problem. Like, it's just like we're running out of this. Like, what? That's crazy. Now, here's what I mean by that. Let's take that to SEO. The problems of our physical world mirror the problems of our internal world, and here's what I mean by it. There's an ocean of clients out there. We know that there's an ocean of clients out there. We know, but the question is, how do we convert those clients? Because listen, a lot of you guys are good at connecting. Like, if you got a client who's hot, who's fired up, ready to go, they're going to sign on the dot. They're going to sign on the dotted lines. They're going to put their John Hancock on that, your Declaration of Independence. Because here's the thing, it's just like your light is, getting visibility. Think about visibility. You're shining the light of Google, the light of the web, on somebody's website, somebody's YouTube video, their Yelp page, their this, their that. Basically what's happening is you are shining your full divinity, the divinity of Google, the divinity of yourself, whatever it is that you want to call it, on that person's business. And what better light is there to share with the world than the light of making money? Because listen, there's a difference between, driving a Toyota. No, I drive a Toyota. I call it the Silver Shuttle, but that's because I love my Toyota. But, there's a difference in mentality between driving a Ford Pinto, driving a Lexus, driving a Lamborghini, driving a Bugatti, flying in Gulfstream jets, creating like proton teleporters and like flying cars and stuff like that. That's a different story for a different day. But, even so, let's bring it back. It's all about your mentality. It's all about your mindset. Because here's the thing. Desalination is the process of taking ocean water, salty, H2O plus NaCl, salty water, filtering that NaCl, that sodium chloride, that salt out of the water, so that we have fresh, potable, drinkable water, H2O. Our bodies are like some, 90, 80, 70, 80, 90% water and whatnot. Here's the thing. Water is like money. If you treat water the way that you treat money and understand that it's a need, a desire that you have to have, you will never starve. You will never be thirsty a day in your life. Think about Dos Equis. Listen, guys, what I'm saying is that the codes to make money are all around us. I don't normally drink water, but when I do, I drink it in the penthouse apartment of my condo. Because I got rich with OMG. Stay thirsty, my friends. But I'm saying, guys, it's not even about that. Let's take it down. It's not even about that. It's like, once you get thirsty for that money, and not like Smeagol, but you're like the riders of Rohan, and you're like, we must assemble right now and take down Sauron, and you're like the men at Gondor, where it's just like, you're just going to go forth and share your light with the world no matter what. You're going to take down that, the towers of Isengard and, the towers of Mordor. Whenever you make that decision inside yourself that you're going to do it no matter what, it's going to be like, Neo, whenever Trinity's falling down, if you're a Matrix fan. It's just like, Neo, listen, I'm about to drop an F-bomb. I usually don't, but I'm going to do it. There's something inside of Neo where it's just like, okay, I'm not going to drop the F-bomb. Neo, it's just like, something happens in him. Well, he dies, but he gets to this point where he just doesn't care. Like, you realize that you can stop bullets. Right now, it's like, I'm kind of like Neo in a way where it's like a client throws silly objections to me, and I'm just like, peace, be still. And the bullets stop. The objections, the congruency test, whatever it is that you want to call them, like, they stop. And it's just like, they realize that I'm so congruent with my message and everything it is that I'm doing, to the point where it's just kind of like, they don't test me anymore. They're just like, okay, how much does it cost? Yeah, we have a $3K per month minimum, and it's gonna, 100% setup fee, so it's gonna be $6K, this, that, whatever. Every client's different. I signed like a $30K a month client, and I have like $65K in the funnel right now, and that's just for the end of April. Like, I haven't been picking up my phone. Like, guys, if I would show you my phone right now, I try to save people's contacts as they text me. I've got like 12 clients. People find me. I don't find anybody. I walk on the street. I get clients from Whole Foods. Why? Because I'm just feeling good. I'm getting my pizza, my gluten-free double turkey sausage, marinara, regular mozzarella cheese, regular marinara sauce, double turkey sausage on the gluten-free crust. I've met so many clients just by feeling good, because that pizza makes me feel amazing. That pizza. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's like James Brown. I feel good. Na, 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 na. Yo, what I'm saying is, guys, once you feel good, it's just like you get to this point where you're impervious to the empire that's already established of like, you can't do this, you can't say that over the phone, you can't ask somebody for that amount of money, you can't charge that high, you can't do that. But what I'm saying is, once you know your worth, once you know what you're worth, if you don't know what you're worth, then go and get what you're worth. But don't say you didn't get it because of this, that person, because it ain't you. Rocky Balboa. What I'm saying, guys, is, if you know what you're worth, go and get what you're worth. And even more importantly, I want to know you guys' thoughts. I'm in Huntington Beach right now, and hopefully, I know that there are lots of people in Los Angeles and Huntington, Orange County, and this place and that, whatever. But I would really love to hear what you guys' thoughts are. First of all, if anybody's an OC, hit me up. Facebook, add, friend request, do whatever you want. But even more so, it's just kind of along the lines of, guys, what is it that you guys want to know about? What are you guys' questions? Because if I pick up a phone right now, I know how to close a client. If I need somebody, if I have a specific CEO that I want to talk to, I know how to get to them. It'll take however long it takes. But right now, dude, I just started infiltrating the Hollywood circles. We're talking to celebrities right now like crazy. And it's not just one, it's not just two, it's and it's not just the C list or the B list. What I'm saying is, it's like, you guys have seen their movies. And it's just kind of along the lines of, it's like, this stuff is easy. But I really want to contribute by taking it down to that basic level where it's, somebody who has, all they have is a laptop, a cell phone, a this, a that. They need money now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877-CASH now, 877-CASH now, 877-CASH now. You need cash, 877-CASH now, N-O-W. The power of now is interesting, though. Now. You can make a conscious choice right now to get into alignment with yourself. And even if your bank account doesn't have $1,000 in it right now, or maybe you need 100,000, maybe you need $1 million, maybe you need 100 million, I don't know, whatever. It's just kind of along the lines of, no matter what amount of money it is, there was a guy who said, Napoleon Hill, he said in Think and Grow Rich, whatever the human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So what I'm saying, guys, is just know that you can achieve anything that you believe, but first you got to conceive it. Here's the thing. There's so many codes to the society that we live in, which have already been conceived, and they're just lying in movies. They're just lying in the words of the prophet. The words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls. Simon and Garfunkel, they said. And guys, what I'm saying is, I see the world with such crystal clarity right now, where everything is light, everything is easy, everything is so simple. But I want to know what questions you guys have. And listen, I know I probably only have like 100 or like 200 friends or something like that, but it's just like, I get a lot of messages on Facebook, but if you feel like a burning desire of something that you need to ask, first of all, I may get to it, I may not. I may read it, I may not. I get a lot of messages from a lot of people, a lot of things. But even more so, it's just kind of along the lines of, comment below, just kind of like maybe because whatever question you have, I'm sure that the group consensus, the collective consciousness also has that message too. And, I'm putting together a course which is just going to be like out of the goodness of my heart. Think about all the information that has been shared, just like out of the goodness of this heart. And now, I might put a mastermind group together of like some elite individuals who are really looking to take things to the next level. But more importantly, I think that a community should be established for the purpose of co-creating cooperative connections. And what I mean by that is this. We've established OMG as a city on a hill, as a place where friends come together in Providence. City of light, not only does OMG get data from Network Empire, from Sue Bell, Jimmy Kelly, Russell Wright, Kevin Pauly, like all these different people, but it's Greg Ortiz, it's a man after my own heart. I love him to death, like a brother. All these people are out there sharing their data, sharing their findings. Becker, Wyatt, Drip Apps, SourceWave with Becker, Source University, Stephen Floyd, Cotton is sharing all of his information too, his techniques and whatnot. And what I'm saying is, it's almost as if though I've been like flying on such like high levels of divinity on whenever it comes to like getting clients and whatnot, to the point where it's just like I've almost forgotten what it's like to interact with just like normal, regular human beings, where it's like, the idea of getting like a $500 a month client is a little bit foreign for me. Like, if I would take a $500 a month client if they want one YouTube video for one keyword, and I can do that in like 5 minutes or something like that. I don't mind doing that. But it's almost as if though like I really have to get off my high horse in a way and really kind of like, just ask, be like, hey guys, what do you want to know? Like, what do you guys want to know about? Not just cold calling, not just consciously connecting, but it's just like, taking the ocean of clients and removing the filters in our minds. Because remember, desalination, taking salt water and switching it from, filtering it into drinkable, potable water. Water, stay thirsty, my friends. I don't always drink, but whenever I do, I drink water. Listen, guys, what I'm saying is water is like money. Money is like water. You can understand cash flow by understanding the rain cycle. All the secrets are in there. But even more so, like, I guess what I'm saying is, let's start, possibly putting a little bit of our consciousness towards quenching our thirst. What is that thing that quenches your thirst? Powerade? Gatorade? Quench your thirst. Or Skittles. Like, guys, what I'm saying is, like, let's get that Skittles. Let's get that Precious. Like, let's not just stay thirsty. Like, let's quench that thirst. Let's get that Gatorade. Let's get those Skittles. Let's make it rain. Make it rain. Think about all those rappers out there. Make it rain, 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 rain on them. Yeah. Think about all those rappers. Like, I'm telling you guys that the secrets to like making money are just out there, and it's probably because I hang around with like so many like those rapper type people and whatnot, and those mentalities but it's just like them throwing like $100 bills around and like strip clubs and like just doing stuff like that. Like I see that and I'm just like whatever. But that's kind of like if you would have met me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that would not have been the case. If you would have met me a year ago, dude, I was in Carson City, freezing my lovely behind off in the cold, depressed, wanting to, feeling like I was in the deepest abyss of the deepest abyss, and even below that. It was like, I was like Gandalf, falling down. I'd been faced with a Balrog of a situation, a huge Balrog of a situation, financially, emotionally, relationshiply, everything like that. And I know that you guys have your Balrogs I know that some of you guys are in the abyss, the deepest, not just the Mariana Trench, but below the Mariana Trench. If the Mariana Trench has a Mariana Trench, you're there. If you're in the deepest abyss of the deepest abyss and you're hiding because you feel like you can't get out, you feel like you can't do something, what I'm saying is that I know. Give me a second, guys. Because my heart's kind of like going hot right now. But it's just like, I know that it's possible for everyone in this group to get rich, not just get rich, not just get $1,000. Listen, $1,000 is cool, $100,000 is cool, $1 million is cool. But you know what's really cool? It's just like what Justin Timberlake told the little Mark Zuckerberg guy. He's like, $1 million is cool, but $1 billion is even better. What I'm saying, guys, is $1 million is cool, but $1 billion is even better. So, guys, what I'm saying is, let's switch something in our mentalities. But more importantly, I want to know what you guys want to know. Because here's the thing. I've been emotionally, I've been to those deepest abysses, the deepest abyss, and even beyond that. But I've also been to the highest of the highest mountaintops, and I've seen things, I've heard things, I've experienced certain things that I can't even describe in words. But here's the thing: it's like I've like come back down to earth. I'm not up here. I'm not down there. I'm just like here. And guys, literally, like what I'm saying is, let's work together. Like, let's crack the code. Let's break the matrix. We've already done it for SEO, but guys, let's crack the code for clients. Like really, because here's the thing: we have so many techniques out there where it's just like, if we send out a piece of mail, if we send out 10 pieces of mail, we're gonna get 10% response, this, that, whatever. But I'm saying, guys, let's go to something where it's even beyond like sending pieces of mail, where it's like we don't even worry about response rates. We don't even worry about promotion. We aren't trying to promote ourselves, but rather we're trying to attract. Because listen, the marketing techniques, listen, I'm not trying to invalidate any single thing that's out there right now, because it is just like what Isaac Newton said. It is like, I'm only where I am right now because of the fact that I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. The giants who came before me, I'm standing on their shoulders. But what I'm saying, guys, right now is that it's up to us to learn the process of desalination, meaning taking that ocean of clients and removing the filter. Hey, guys, it's not so much that we have to add more filters or believe more. It's really like we have to believe less. We have to unclog the filters. Drano. Unclog the filters. And basically, guys, it's just kind of like, you can see that I'm having a great day. And I'm actually about to get into like one of these big Silicon Valley like investor meetings right now. And that's the level that I'm playing on, guys, but even more so, like, I'm just here to have fun. And so what do you guys want to know? Like, comment. If you guys have like if you guys like really just want to connect or something, feel free, like, message me, guys. Like, I'm open. If I respond, hey, great. If I don't, please don't get like all mad or anything like that, because I'm busy. I'm doing a lot of stuff. But here's the thing: what I'm saying, guys, is let's crack this code. I've done it, but I've done it unconsciously. What I'm saying, let's consciously crack the code to amass copious amounts of currency. So, guys, this is Alexander. I'm here in Huntington Beach. I'm going to end this transmission, end this broadcast, and put it up to YouTube. But anyways, you guys have a beautiful day, and you guys take care. Cheers. Bye.